Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to make these cool books and bind your own pages. For the cover, I start out with an old cereal or cracker box. Make sure that it's wide enough to be a book, but not too wide. I've taken the liberty and already cut it out. Next, you want to start by finding your paper. I took some basic printer paper and folded it. You can see that the printer paper is a little too big for the box, so I cut it. After you fold all of your paper, whether it's stylized or not, you can start folding it and making them into signatures. Remember, the more signatures you make, the thicker your book will be. I repeated this process about 5 times before I decided how many signatures I wanted. Next, decide in what order you want your signatures to be. Next, you want to plot out your points for binding the book. Start off by measuring the width of the spine. Divide that by how many signatures you have. Draw straight lines from those points. Next, you want to use some binder clips or whatever you have to put all of your pages together. Next, grab a ruler, and you'll want to use this to figure out where you want your holes to be. I suggest you put one in the middle and about 1/3 out of each side. Now add those measurements to the spots you marked on your book spine. I'm using a quilting needle, but you can use a tack or whatever you have to mark holes in the spots on your book spine. This will help the initial binding of your pages. Now with a needle and thread, you can start to bind the pages to the cover. Start from the back of your book and put the needle in the middle hole you created. Pull the string all the way through, but make sure that you leave a little tail at the end. This is very important for your next step. Now put the needle through the middle of your first signature. Now thread through the other hole, either at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter which. You'll want to pull the string tight and tie it to the tail you left in the first step. Now put the needle through the last hole. Now string the needle back into the middle hole. Now tie the excess string to the tail that you left from the very first step. This will complete your first signature bind. Repeat this about 5 more times, or however many signatures you have left. Your ending bind should look like this. Notice how I tied all of the tails in the middle when I was done. You might also notice that some of your strings are loose. Don't worry, this is a very easy fix. All you have to do is tape it up. For my favorite part, pick out your favorite fabric. I found some very cool map fabric. Place the cover of the book on your favorite fabric scrap to make the cover. Make sure that you leave a nice wide area around the book to make the border. About an inch will do. Once you have your fabric cut out, place the book cover where you want it. Now you're going to glue the book cover down. To do this, I flip to the middle of my signatures to make sure that the book is even on both sides. To glue your book down, you have to use fabric glue. You must use fabric glue because it is the best glue to use to glue fabric down onto your cover while keeping the fabric nice and flexible. I use a paintbrush to spread the glue evenly, which also helps for a nicer look when putting on the cover. Carefully flip the book over and smooth it out. Let it dry. Now we're going to cut the corners. No, not in that way. We're going to cut the corners so it's easier to fold the fabric over. If you were to make the inside cover pretty, then you do it right now. But me personally, I like the cardboard look, especially for this design. If you wanted to put something down, just put a nice pretty piece of paper on before you glue the covers over. Again, I'm using fabric glue and a paintbrush to glue down the cover overlay. I used the paintbrush to spread out the glue. You also want to cut 2 slits where the spine is so you can glue that small piece of fabric down, along with any excess fabric you may have. You should have tiny little tabs of fabric left. You want to slide these under the pages and glue them. You could also just cut them straight off if you'd like. Directly apply the fabric glue to the small tab of fabric. After doing this, you'll want to slide it underneath the signatures. I used the blades on the scissors to get it underneath. Repeat on the other side. Congratulations, your journal is complete. Do any additional decorating you want to do to the covers, spine, or even the pages. P.S. If you don't like the gaps you see in between your signatures, simply stitch them closer together, or you can always fill it with ribbon or extra pages. This is my favorite page layout. I love how the colors match. Thank you so much for watching and happy crafting.